You get paid, you feel a brief surge of relief, and then, within 72 hours, the money is gone. Rent, utilities, and debt payments swallow the paycheck almost immediately. What follows is a quiet, underlying panic. For the rest of the month, you are operating in pure survival mode, where a single unexpected expense, or even a casual invitation to dinner, triggers an immediate spike in anxiety. To cope with the stress, we create a convenient fiction. We tell ourselves, next month, things will settle down. Next month, I'll start saving. Lacking money is a mathematical problem. Lacking control over the money you already have is a behavioral trap. A passive relationship with incoming capital guarantees you remain entirely vulnerable to outside forces, locked in a permanent cycle of reaction rather than action. So we have to ask a blunt question. If saving feels impossible under your current everyday conditions, when exactly will it ever become possible? This diagram illustrates a simple intervention to force a behavioral change. Taking exactly 20% of your income, severing it from your checking account immediately, and locking it away. It is a fixed, non-negotiable line in the sand. Now, if your income is low, that exact percentage might seem out of reach. Yet whether you use 20%, 10%, or even 5%, the math is entirely secondary to the physical act of starting. The objective right now is simply to survive the psychological friction of doing this for 90 straight days. Wealth accumulation comes later. I won't sugarcoat the beginning. In month 1, restricting your access to money feels exactly like cutting off your financial oxygen. You are inducing artificial scarcity. By denying immediate gratification, every daily routine suddenly feels restrictive. It requires genuine mental exhaustion to actively say no to the convenience spending you've built your days around. You feel it every time you pass a coffee shop or open a delivery app. This initial pain serves a specific function. It provides the necessary shock to the system required to snap you out of destructive spending habits. Pushing through the friction brings you to month 2, a forced state of hyper-awareness regarding everyday spending. This diagram represents how your budget is likely failing. The issue is rarely a single massive purchase. It's the micro-leaks. These are small, invisible transactions that bypass our mental accounting and drain our resources. First, we audit the tired tax, completely eliminating late-night food deliveries. Next, you institute a mandatory 24-hour pause on impulse online shopping. Finally, you aggressively cancel unused ghost subscriptions you haven't touched in months. Individually, 100 rupees here or 200 there feels completely harmless, but compounded daily, these micro-leaks aggregate into massive annual losses. Retaining long-term wealth is mathematically impossible until you locate these systemic drains and permanently seal them. Right around month 3, the behavioral friction starts to fade. The struggle against your own habits gives way to a compounding sense of continuous, small victories. Your internal monologue changes. You stop looking at your account and asking, "What can I buy?" and start asking, "Do I really need this?" This flowchart outlines that exact behavioral shift. You have successfully inserted a fortified pause between the stimulus of I and the decision to spend. That single moment of hesitation replaces feelings of scarcity with a dominant sense of control. After 90 days, the impulse to buy is no longer the default reaction. You have effectively transitioned into a deliberate manager of resources. The primary realistic output of this experiment is the creation of a baseline financial safety net. This buffer changes the biological signals your brain receives. When you aren't calculating how to survive the next 48 hours, your chronic stress levels drop. You gain the physiological space to focus on long-term strategy rather than immediate emergencies. The highest return on this 90-day practice is the creation of a forward-thinking identity. You become someone who actively respects the effort required to earn that capital. It is easy to look at your current situation and argue that you don't earn enough to save. While your gross income determines your ceiling, your behavior dictates your stability. A 90-day commitment to financial friction builds a specific type of discipline. Once you can control your money, you often find yourself applying that same foresight to your time, to your health, and your career.
Don't forget to subscribe.